Hey, 8th graders! Welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into the TEKS 8.1D quick quiz material today, but we're actually going to be doing a whole lot more than just crunching numbers. We're going to dive in and discover the incredible, totally predictable patterns in both math and in life. Now, I know sometimes algebra can feel like it's written in some ancient alien language, but I promise you, by the end of this, you are going to be fluent. Whether you feel like a total math whiz right now or you're maybe still finding your footing, this explainer is designed to build your confidence step by step.
We're kicking things off with this incredibly powerful scripture from 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15. Always be prepared to give an answer for the hope that is in you. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, okay, what does a Bible verse have to do with algebra? Well, it's actually a perfect reminder. Just like we have to be ready to explain our faith and our hope, we also need to be prepared to explain our mathematical thinking. It's all about being ready, knowing your foundation, and being able to communicate it clearly to anyone.
Section 1. The power of why, moving beyond just the right answer.
Look, getting the right answer on a math test feels amazing, right? Absolutely. But true confidence, that real, unshakable clarity, comes from knowing exactly why your equation works. Because if you only know the what, you might completely freeze up the second a question is worded just a little bit differently. But if you know the why, you're unstoppable. So I really want to push you today to go beyond just memorizing formulas. Memorization fades, but true understanding is going to last you a lifetime. When you can literally explain your reasoning to someone else, you are building a foundation of truth and taking total ownership of your education.
Section 2. Speaking math truthfully, finding clarity in our steps. For our agenda today, as we prep for the quick quiz, we are going to reflect on the week's strategies, justify our equations out loud, and learn through speaking and listening in group discussions.
Section 3. Proving your math skills, TEKS 8.1D Homework Review.
All right, it's time to put those strategies to the test. Let's look at homework question 1, which asks us to write an equation. The translation process here is actually super simple once you know the language. Think back to our slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We can easily build this equation by identifying our starting point first. That's the y-intercept, which is -3. That's our b. Then we find our rate of change, the slope, which is 4. That's our m. Plug those in and boom, y equals 4x minus 3. You've literally just translated an English sentence perfectly into algebra.
Moving right along to question 3, we have this table showing x and y values, and it brilliantly illustrates a pattern. Notice how when x is 0, y is 2. When x jumps to 1, y jumps to 7. When x is 2, y is 12. Every single time x increases by 1, y goes up by exactly 5. That positive 5 is our rate of change, our slope. And remember, our starting point, the y-intercept, is always exactly where x equals 0. So putting the whole shebang together, our equation is y equals 5x plus 2. It's like the table is just handing you the answers once you know where to look.
Now for question 4, we get into a real-world scenario. You start with $200 and spend $20 a week. Think of that initial $200 as your y-intercept, your starting line. From there, you're spending money, which means you're subtracting $20 each week. Because you're losing that 20 each week, your slope is a -20. So the equation tracking how much money, y, you have left after x weeks is y equals -20x plus 200. See? Math isn't just random numbers on a page, it is literally tracking your real-life choices.
To knock out question 5 and tackle question 2's points at 0, 1, and 2, 5, we just follow 3 clear steps. First, locate where the line crosses the y-axis. For question 2, they basically give it to us at 0, 1, making our y-intercept 1. Next, pick a second clear point, like 2, 5. Finally, count that rise over the run. To get from a y of 1 up to a y of 5, we rise 4. To get from an x of 0 over to an x of 2, we run 2. Rise over run is 4 divided by 2, giving us a slope of exactly 2. So our final equation? Y equals 2x plus 1. Just take it step by step.
Section 4. God's equation for life, recognizing the divine pattern.
You guys absolutely crushed that math review, but let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. We spent all this time finding patterns in x and y, but the most important patterns, they aren't found in a textbook. It's incredibly fascinating how perfectly this math actually mirrors the spiritual patterns of our own lives. Think about it. In math, we have slope, intercepts, and lines traveling across a graph. In life, we have ups, downs, our own starting points, and the different directions we travel. When we actually pause, look closely, and pray, we can start to see that just like we find a steady slope on our graph, we can recognize God's steady guidance through all of life's ups and downs. Every single situation has a pattern.
And the absolutely crucial point here is this: God is consistent, faithful, and never random. Just like the mathematical rules of a line aren't going to suddenly change halfway across your graph, God's love and His guidance don't just randomly shift on you. You can trust His equation for your life. Even when the slope of whatever you're going through right now feels intensely difficult or deeply negative, you can know for sure that His equation always leads to purpose.
Section 5. Education Paired with Morality, the HeroesmartAcademy philosophy. This brings us perfectly to the core of why we learn this way. We don't just want you to be good at algebra, we want you to be good, wise people. That is exactly why the Godly Learners series intertwines biblical morality with everything we learn, even math. Because honestly, what is the point of being incredibly smart, acing every single quiz, and being highly educated if we just keep making terrible choices that end up hurting ourselves and the people around us? A brilliant mind without a solid moral compass is literally like a powerful sports car without a steering wheel. It is just dangerous. We pair these together so that your intelligence is always guided by wisdom.
And the amazing thing is, we're given a roadmap for exactly how to do this. Romans 8:6-7 tells us, "The mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the Spirit is life and peace." This is such a beautiful promise. It assures peace of mind to anyone who keeps their thoughts spiritual. When you let the Spirit govern your mind, your everyday experience transforms into one of life and peace. And guys, that is the exact experience we want for you as you tackle this content, to feel peaceful, focused, and totally spiritually grounded while you grow your intellect.
So as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. As you head into your quick quiz and as you navigate the rest of your week, I want you to remember that every single number, every step in an equation, and every moral choice you make truly matters. So how will you apply God's purposeful pattern to your choices this week? How are you going to follow His perfect equation today? Keep that front and center in your mind, do your absolute best on that quiz, and I will see you next time.